Hi, this is Jerry with J.AND.J Tree Care. I promised you guys that I would do a video review on a floating Prusik for climbing and walk limbing and for belaying. There's many pieces of equipment that can be used for this. Something that I don't prefer to do is you can use loopies for this setup, but you have to find the right length that works for you. I find that they're either too short or too long, and but they do work. They work great. I just don't prefer to use them. Please remember to use all your PPE when climbing, and know that not everything I describe here today is going to work for you. The good news is through all my years of climbing that I found what works for me, and I'm not a gear junkie, but I do like having, as you can see, I do like having an assortment of climbing setups available to me and rigging configurations. I keep my old iSplice Prusiks for rigging configurations, for light rigging configurations, and this is what I use to attach my climbing line to the trunk of the tree. This is a nice little piece. I like this. This came with my lanyard. I'd never hardly ever use it though, but I have it if I need it. Prusik style is range, as you can see. So let me get to the point. Okay, this is a duck. This is a very good piece of equipment to have. It is quick and simple to hook up. I like this. Okay, moving on. I have a B-line 30-inch Prusik. I have a metal ring looping. I have a aluminum alloy ring looping. I have the duck. Okay, I mentioned using loopies for this. Not a bad idea if you like them. If you have them, as long as they haven't been used for rigging or zip lining, then they'd be fine. Okay, you do not want to use removal equipment for any kind of lifeline support system. These have been used for zip lining and rigging, but for the case of this, since I'm not going to be putting myself in a life-threatening situation, I'm going to be using these. This is brand new, and this is lifeline. I mark all my equipment for what they're used for. This one has been used for rigging, but what I did is, since it's not a life-threatening situation, oh, good catch. I tie a knot in it for practice purposes, and I just throw it through a door. Okay, and I close the door, and the knot's locked behind the door. Alright guys, there's a couple of things that you need if you want to use a floating Prusik setup. Is you need either a CMI dual-eye pulley or a CMI 3-eye pulley, or my personal favorite, the Hitch Climber. You need a floating system. This could be a swivel, doesn't matter, or you can put a carabiner here, that really doesn't matter, okay? I like the steel ring over the aluminum alloy ring, so I just like having the weight right there. So you run your iSplice through your either your carabiner or your ring. Now, it is recommended that you don't use any kind of ties with the Hitch Climber pulley, alright, because it has a tendency to catch up on your friction hitch. I prefer an 1.5 inch iSplice. You can use a 2-inch iSplice, a 3-inch iSplice, which will get a little sloppy. A lot of climbers like using a tie-dye. It's a really tight finger-size iSplice. I personally don't like those because I don't like fighting with them. Okay, you run it through your bottom clip, okay, on your Hitch Climber. I find my working reach limit. I tie a slip knot or a slippy knot in my line. Don't worry about it, it's through your ring. But this is weight bearing because you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on it if you do body thrust or if you're doing walk limbing with it. Okay? I only use this particular setup right here, body thrust. Okay? Or if I got to do a walk limb, I can tie in with the lanyard, hopefully, and I can reattach this setup. Which, this is a pain in the butt if you're on a limb. You don't really want to do this unless it's already pre-set up. You can use a duck and leave a duck in the system. Okay, this is just my way to belay up a trunk. So it's just a slippy knot or a slip knot. Slippy hitch, excuse me, let me be politically correct, or a slip knot. And it's within my reach. I can still rappel. I can still walk around. Okay, see how smooth that is? And I can belay up limbs, up trucks real easy. Alright, I wish I had more of a weight bearing system here for you. It's all my body weight. And this is how it works. This is my infield quick, want to get up in a tree now setup. This works great. I love this. A lot of climbers are like, they want to go mechanical. It's expensive just for this. And a ring looping, it's like $34 or higher, depending on the manufacturer and how good you are with the company you're getting it from. This is affordable because a slippy knot or a slippy hitch or a slip knot is affordable. It's free. Boom. Look how smooth that system is. Well, it's because I'm using a VT with a hitch climber for one, and I'm also on a pulley up here. When I'm climbing, this is what I prefer to use. I use a ring saver. When I get into the tree, I'm tied in with my secondary tie-in point. I undo. I pull the slippy apart. I bring the system back together. I bring my I-splice back to the top carabiner in my system, and I'm ready to roll. Okay, I like to climb on a VT, and this system is so sweet. I like to do 3 crosses and 3 wraps. Now, to count your wraps, you don't count the rounds, you count the spaces. 1, 2, 3. If you're doing 4 wraps, you'll have 4 slots in between each rope. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 wraps, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Count the front side, not the back side. Okay, here we go. This is a 28-inch runner. So what you do, on your bridge or carabiner, you run your runner through it, you double it back onto itself, you hook it into your bottom of your carabiner on your pulley. Remember, now for this, you can use this on anything. You can use this on any belaying system. It doesn't have to be a 3-eye or 2-eye pulley. You can use this on any setup as long as you got the bottom clip on it. You can extend out. You can extend it out to your Prusik attachment. This is an affordable, extremely affordable way to extend on a hitch climber. Very similar. Like I talked about, this is too long. Maybe I should have used a blue one. Well, the blue one's not much shorter. Okay, let's try the blue one. Remember, you don't want it to be out of reach. You want to be able to rappel if anything happens. Okay, you want to be able to come down. The blue one, come on, I know I marked my links. It's 24-inch. And we got these through Cheryl. I don't like Cheryl. Okay, because I can't get custom links made like I can at Westford. But these were bought for me through a company I worked for. Alright, this is a 24-inch, and it's still out of reach. Okay, so what we can do is we can tie like a figure 8 in the system or some kind of knot to bring this in. See, now we're getting a little technical on comfortability on how this thing works when it comes to runners. But runners are cheap, like I mentioned. Alright, there we go. Now I can belay. Boom. Okay, This is a 24-inch runner. The other one was a bit longer. God, look how fucking smooth that is. Oh yeah, this is on 11 millimeter Samson, excuse me, velocity with a 8 millimeter beeline. Okay, that's a loopy. Let's move on. Now I'm going to start going into mechanical. Let's do the duck. Don't like tying knots in my shit. Okay, the duck is dangerous. Oh, not dangerous. If this is not used properly, it causes problems. See, I even put it on wrong. Okay, here we go. It has to be on the back side of the rope, which I don't like that, but it's still no big deal. It's recommended you don't do this. It needs to be below your splice. When I'm using this, if I use this, which I don't use this very often because I use my slip knot. Okay, moving on from that, let's go with a ring loopy. And this is, I'm just going to use a standard Prusik for right now. I'm not going to get all complicated. I'm only going to do 4 wraps, which would be fine for this system. Dress it. This is actually, I like this. That's why I bought this, but I use this for other things now. Adjust your length to your reach. Okay, a little shorter. There we go. This is a very clean setup, and this works very well. Weight bearing. Weight bearing. Okay, and you can use Prusik cords all day long on this setup. You can even make your own. I recommend that you don't go too small of a cord because it is weight bearing. I'm just going to do a simple Prusik. I think I'll do 4 wraps. I don't think anything else is necessary. It's just my professional opinion. Dress it. Doesn't have to be perfect. It'll attend itself. Okay. I like this too because I have a lot of extra beelines from retired climbing systems. This works fine too for belaying systems. Comes in this fine for adjustment. I still like my slip knot and the ring better, but this right here is as expensive as a Prusik cord. One more time. I reach, slip knot, slippy hitch. I like this the best out of all of them. Why? Because this is free and it's simple. It's just convenient. But it's not adjustable. But I don't use this much only for body thrust. If I do really long limb walks and I get myself out on a limb, I can just have my ground man throw this up to me. Or if I know I'm going to do it, I can prepare prepared a little bit better, and I can have it on my belt. Weight bearing. The bridges nowadays, with the way things are moving, they have adjustable bridges now. Well, your bridge can be adjusted out to the desired length. So what I described to you just now is voided. J.AND.J Tree Care, peace.